Hey everybody, welcome back to 1776 or Bust. So as you see in front of you, this is a Springfield Xd Mod 2 in the subcompact. Now I know that there's a lot of great pistols that are coming out on the market. For example, the Canik TP9 SF Elite, very nice handgun, great trigger, great ergonomics, and I know a lot of people are really liking that gun quite a bit. Also with the new up-and-coming CZ-P10 that's going to be coming out in January, I know a lot of people are really looking forward to that, myself being one of them. I had to look back at some of the gets overlooked quite a bit for a really good polymer striker-fired handgun is the Springfield line. Now, Coda Boy just did an XDM in the compact, said it was a great gun, so it got me thinking that maybe I should do a revisit on this pistol here because I believe this is also a very, very good gun at a very good price and a very useful gun. Now, for those of you who are usually worried about carrying a striker-fired gun because you want the extra safety that a hammer-fired pistol might allow you in regards to the hammer and having a heavy first pull. The beauty about this gun is that this gun is a super safety-conscious weapon. Now, in regards to why that is, you obviously have your grip safety in the back. Now, this is a hit and miss for some people. Some people like it, some people say it doesn't matter. Other people don't like it because they feel it's just another nuisance of a safety that could eventually prevent you from operating the firearm when needed, whatever that might be. Now, of course, you have your little bladed trigger, so that's another safety feature. You have internal blocks, that type of stuff. So overall, a very, very safe gun to use. You don't necessarily have to worry about holstering and reholstering because if you're not pushing down on that grip safety, this trigger isn't going to do anything. So that's a good thing for people who are extremely safety conscious. In regards to the fit of the gun, and yes, this is a full magazine. I know it's bad news. The gun is not loaded at this time. But you'll notice that even when I'm holding the gun, I have a pretty good grip on it. Now that I think has to do with the fact that the undercut here by the trigger guard was done from Springfield pretty high up, so you're able to get very high on the gun. Plus you have the beaver tail that sinks right into the web of your hand here. So you can see it sits pretty good to your hand. I mean, there's not a lot of, in my opinion, even though it sits high, it's not really sitting that high in your hand. I think it's more of an optical thing than really a functional thing. So for me, I don't really worry about having heavy recoil or not being accurate with the pistol because it sits high, because when it's in your hand, you're able to get a very nice purchase high up on that gun. On top of that, you'll notice that my pinky is actually right on the bottom, so I do have a little bit of overhang there with my pinky, but it's not full, so that does allow you to have a good purchase. Now, obviously, with people with bigger hands, that might cause a problem, but you can also get the extension for the pinky and get a pierce grip for that. So that'll help you for those of you with bigger hands. Now, of course, the gun also comes with the extended magazine. Again, another loaded magazine. However, I won't be racking the slide. This gives you the full, even more than a full grip on the gun. It does extend it quite a bit down. It does fit nicely. There are no issues. This doesn't move around once you rack the slide. This actually gets caught in there a little bit better, so you have no play in the magazine at all. So I like that feature. But other than that, it gives you a little more control on the handgun and a little more purchase, especially for guys with bigger hands. But other than that, this magazine to me, it would be nice if Springfield would go the way of Glock and maybe putting 3 of these in instead of this one and the extended magazine, because I don't really use this. I put this in my pocket and I'm always carrying with this one. So, but that's me. In regards to everything else, fit and finish is superb. The finish on the gun is very nice. Takedown, very, very simple. So you basically have your little takedown lever, slide lock, pull your trigger, and off comes the slide. And again, very nice, clean look to the gun itself on the internals. Again, and there's nothing to complain about with this gun. You get a steel guide rod. The inside are very clean. And I've done this video in the past, so I won't spend too much time on it. But overall, just a great gun. Everything on it looks really nice. Fit and finish is done really well. And the gun looks great. The sights that it came with, 3-dot sights, steel front, steel rear, steel front. I actually replaced the fronts with, of course, an Ameriglow orange front. And has a tritium insert. And what I did was I just took a black highlighter, or not a highlighter, a black Sharpie, and blackened out the rear to give me that kind of that hackathorn look that I like. And again, very functional sights, easy to pick up, no issues. Overall, Springfield makes great firearms. Whether or not it's American made or made in Croatia, I don't really think that's an issue. I know some people do get hung up on that idea, but you know what, guys, it's a gun. And if the gun is manufactured with great specifications and they've done a really good job with it, you really should try it out and see what you think. So, I mean, overall, the Springfield Xd Mod 2 line is a wonderful line. The ergonomics are great. The grip zone is great. For those of you who don't care about this, you know what? Deal with it. I mean, it's still a great gun, and I don't see really any failures. Now, some people say, well, what if you have a hand, it gets broken, it gets damaged, and you can't grip the gun, you know, the way you'd want to? Well, I don't know about you, but I've got this hand too, so I could do that as well. For those of you who are not as good shooting with your left hand, you might want to practice a little bit and get as you know, efficient and proficient as you can with the opposite hand in case something like that happens. So other than that, you know, love the gun, no issues with it. I think it's a great buy for people who are safety conscious and want a good subcompact double stack pistol. So I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, be warm, and as always, freedom is never free.